Welcome into the 4-2 Titans Today YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. Tennessee knocking off Indy 19-10. Coming off the bye in style. Wasn't pretty so much on offense, but the defense and Randy Bobandy Bullock got it done to secure the win at home. And Tennessee sweeps the Indianapolis Colts, and that might be very important for these Titans guys getting towards the end of the season, looking to lock up another straight AFC South championship. So, hey, if you're looking for a channel that's going to get you subs for dubs, meaning you don't want to risk the Titans losing next week and you want to watch them beat more AFC South opponents, hit that big red button and subscribe. Better yet, if it's gray, turn it red right now because the Tennessee Titans are 4-2. So, let's get into some takeaways I've got from this game, starting with the Titans simply own the Indianapolis Colts. This was an AFC South rivalry that was dominated by Indy for a long time, but Tennessee has now won the last 5 straight, sweeping the Colts the last 2 seasons, something they have not done very often. In fact, let me give you some more numbers right now. From 2011 to 2016, the Colts won 11 straight games. Let me back it up even more, actually, for you guys. From 2008 to 2016, the Colts won 16 of 17 games against the Titans. Now, Tennessee has rattled off 5 straight wins against their rivals from up north, and things are looking pretty good in Nashville as this team got off to a roughish start, but now they're putting some wins on each other, coming off that bye, looking really good here. AFC South currently looks like this. Titans sitting at the top, 4-2. The Colts are just frauds. They're not good. They're 3-1. They might find 3 more wins this season, and that's it for Frank Reich and company. The Jags, they're 2-5. They lost by just 1 yard to the New York Giants today. And the Texans, is it final now? We're recording this as they're getting a beat down from the Raiders at the end of the game. So 1-3-1, 1-4-1, whatever it is, the Texans, they're going to sit at the bottom. All right, grade the Titans' Week 7 performance for me. If you had to give it a letter grade, A through F, what would you give it? I'm very curious what you have to say because we'll talk about the offense in a moment. It's tough to hand out A's if the offense was stale at times, but a win's a win. A 9-point win is a very good win too against any team in my book. So I'm going to give them a B+. That way they're wanting a little bit more here. Which brings me to point number 2. I'm still concerned about this offense. This offense, especially in the second half of games, but as a whole, has been shaky for good chunks of the season where they haven't looked convincing, right? They haven't looked like an offense that can win you playoff games. The offense scored no touchdowns today. It ran completely through Derrick Henry in the rushing game. Rushes for 35 carries altogether. 4 field goals and a pick 6 sealed the deal for Tennessee. But still, you'd like to see your offense find the end zone. Coming off a bye, right? You get an extra week to game plan and prep for a Colts team that you just saw 2-3 weeks ago. And unfortunately, Ryan Tannehill and company can't get a job done. Derrick Henry, though, he is the king for a reason. 132 yards, 6.6 yards a carry on 30 rushing attempts on the day. They were wise and smart to lean on number 22 and keep giving Tractacito the football. So Derrick Henry rushing his offense too. A win, because at the end of the day, a win is a win in the NFL. Now, if you want to be a winner, make sure you're making all your picks and your bets over at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125, you get a 125% deposit bonus. So, in English, you put 100 bones in. They're going to give you an additional 125. Now you got $225 to play with. Titans minus 2.5, 3 points. That's the biggest lock I've ever seen in the world. So make sure you're making money over at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. Defense is indeed coming along. It's been tough to see this defense be gashed with injuries, which has been the case, unfortunately, for the Titans for far too long at this point. But players that no one's ever really heard of are coming up and making big plays, like this guy, Andrew Adams. Guys, he was in Pittsburgh playing for the Steelers on their practice squad a month ago. Now he's got 76-yard pick sixes going on in Nashville. Awesome to see players stepping up and being big contributors with injuries all around. You got guys like Andrew Adams coming up with the only touchdown of the day for the Tennessee Titans. So awesome to see stuff like that. Jeffrey Simmons continues to be a one-man wrecking crew on the interior of this defensive line. 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, and 6 tackles altogether. Yes, he misses his buddy, Harold Landry, but he is doing just fine without him at the moment, especially when you have Bud Dupree coming back, who has been dealing with injuries off and on throughout the season. He recorded a sack in this game. That was great to see. This defense with Nico Autry and the secondary starting to get kind of welded together and starting to become more concrete as the weeks go on. Might have something building here going into, hard-nosed football, right? Going into November and December, where it's not pass-happy offenses maybe dominating through the air, but teams like the Titans with great defenses and awesome run games dominating the football. So who was the Titans MVP in this game? I think you got to go with Adams, right? Adams coming over off the practice squad. I bet you could poll the entire crowd at Nissan Stadium. 90% of people have never heard of this guy. And here he is coming in with a huge pick six off Matt Ryan, who is just a disaster at this point. All right, fourth and final takeaway I've got for you guys. Trade for DJ Moore tomorrow? The Titans definitely need some help at wide receiver. Traylon Burks is on IR. They're hoping to get him back sometime soon as he approaches that 4-game minimum ending soon. But Robert Woods doesn't look like he can be a receiver that can step up for Tannehill and necessarily bail out his QB and take over a game. Which leads us to DJ Moore, who has not had a fantastic year so far for the Carolina Panthers, but he's also been working with 3 different quarterbacks, right? Baker, PJ Walker. What are these stats from today? Had a pretty good outing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who saw more in the Panthers beating Brady and the Bucs? Those are his stats from this Week 7 Sunday. But listen, DJ Moore, for the right price, I know it seems like you're going backwards because, well, if only you had a really good wide receiver not long ago. Wait, you did, an A.J. Brown. So it doesn't make a ton of sense to trade what's probably going to cost at least a second to get more. To only go back where, if only you just never traded Brown, you would have been set. But we'll have to wait and see. Robert Woods, like we said, just 2 grabs, 26 yards. I don't think this is a legit wide receiver one for a team that wants to make a playoff run. They're going to need more help for Ryan Tannehill, who needs a lot of help because he's not looking like the Ryan Tannehill back in 2020 and even in stretches of 2021. All right, the Titans have won 4 straight now. So if you want to keep the good times rolling, click that sub button down below.